So here we're going to show you how to find the results of when two heterozygous individuals are crossed in terms of genotype percentages and ratios. So remember that heterozygous is two different alleles and homozygous is two of the same alleles. So I'm going to do some dragging and dropping, and I'll tell you when to pause, and you can do the same thing on your slides, and then we'll start again. So if we have heterozygous, we need dominant allele. So this is dominant allele for mom. And then we'll drag the recessive allele. And if we want to do dad's genotype, we have the dominant allele. And we have the recessive allele. And remember that it doesn't matter where mom's genotype and dad's genotype goes in relationship to the Punnett square. It just matters that you keep the alleles together on the same side. So here's one heterozygous individual, here's the other heterozygous individual. So to get the results in the middle, you almost do a little bit of multiplication. So you'd bring this letter, slide it down here, and then take this letter and slide it over here. And whatever the combination would be is what you would put in the square. So you have capital E, capital E. I'm trying to try to stay away from saying things like big E or big E or big B, big B. Kind of lends itself to you're trying to use the vocab, but I know that whenever I use E's and I say biggie, biggie, I keep thinking, singing in my head, biggie, 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 can't you see? And I don't want to go there. Or maybe I do. Anyway, so we would put this in here. You take your dominant allele and cross it with your recessive allele. And that would be the results for that box. You take this this dominant allele, put it here, and bring this recessive allele over, and you would get heterozygous. And then your recessive allele and your recessive allele would give you homozygous recessive. So pause the video really quick, move your alleles and genotypes to the right spot, and when you're ready, you can press play again. Welcome back. So genotype percentages for homozygous dominant. So which has the homozygous dominant? Remember, homozygous is the same. Dominant would be capital. So you have one box that is homozygous dominant out of 4 boxes. So that's 1/4 or 25%. The genotype for heterozygous. So how many boxes have heterozygous genotypes? So here's one, and here's another one. So that's 2 out of 4, or a half, or 50%. What's the genotype percentage for homozygous recessive? So you have one box with the 2 little letters, or the homozygous recessive. So that would be 25%. Okay. If you're looking to put the genotype ratio, you're going to be using numbers and genotypes. So how many boxes have the homozygous dominant? It's just 1. So you'd put 1 homozygous dominant, or 2 capital letters. And then your next set of genotypes. So you have 2 heterozygous, and colon to 1 homozygous recessive. And that would be your genotype ratio. So pause the video, move your percentages, and type in the genotype ratio, and you're ready to move on to the next slide.